Hey y'all, and welcome back to Flosstube 109. My name is Leann, and this is my channel, Small Town Stitches. It has been a little bit, I think it's been a month exactly since I have been here. Life has been a little bit crazy. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 12 projects to talk about today, so grab some stitching, grab some crochet, some knitting, some coffee, whatever it is, because we've got a lot to talk about. All right, so life. First of all, I want to thank everyone for your well wishes and your prayers for a decision that we kind of had to make as a family. We have made the decision. I will probably talk about it in my next Flosstube. And then I will probably, as most of you, I shouldn't say most of you, as some of you may know, I do have a secondary channel that I am hoping to start doing more on. So I will probably go more in depth on that as well over there sometime. So this school year is winding down. She officially has less than a week left of school, and she is so excited. She does have, I think it's just starting to be like the random stuff. She does have a spelling test tomorrow, and then she's done with spelling. They're done with like math. She's already had her like end of year social studies, and they do Spanish at her school, so she's already had that, like her end of year tests and stuff like that. So that's all winding down. Next Tuesday is field day for them, and then next Wednesday she has a half day, and then she is done with school. So she is more than ready. Last night I was like, you have to get to bed, you have school tomorrow, and she was like, well, I don't have to go. She's more than ready to be done. So the weather has been very warm here in Michigan. We did have 2 days last week where we had a freeze warning, and it got pretty darn cold. It was down to like 32 degrees. So I had been hardening my starts off, so I of course had to bring them in for those nights. So I got everything planted. Something is getting into my pepper plants. I have 7 banana peppers that I'm gonna have to go like to the store to buy starts and replace. And I'm not really happy about it. So gotta figure out what it is all of a sudden this year that's getting in the garden, because I haven't had a problem with it before. But so the garden is planted. We have so many house projects to get done this year, from painting like the front, repainting the front door. We need to redo our deck entirely. Like there's just a lot to be done. And we are going on a vacation end of this month for the first time in a long time. So we have to make sure that the garden is set up, because I'm not going to lose my plants while I'm away. We purposely planned this for June before like we start getting a harvest from the garden, so that I don't lose any of my produce. So we'll see how that goes. So the daughter had her a second field trip yesterday. I don't think I've talked to you guys to the first one. So she had 2 field trips in May. First one I went, it was a community field trip, and they went to the local police department. They went to the village fire department.
Okay, this is gonna be.
I want you to answer that second line. All right.
The post office. I'm trying to think of everything that we went to. It was a long day. We spent like 6 miles walking, because we walked from the school to all these places. Then we went to the park, for them, and then we walked back to the school. So it was a long day. Mom went with her on that one. Yesterday was the fun one, and that was to a park, and the park actually had splash pads and a water slide, 2 water slides, I believe, and Daddy got to go on that one with her, and I heard it was very, very fun. She came home asking if we can go there, just us, this summer, so we'll have to see. But yeah, there's lots of stuff going on here right now. We have made the decision on that one thing. Brent has some stuff coming up at work possibly, so we could use your prayers big time for that. We should know end of the month kind of what that spiel is. So it's just, I feel like it's just full speed ahead at 100 miles an hour right now. But that's, I guess, summer because it doesn't last very long. So that's a quick, very quick synopsis of my past month. I've been very much in here the last month because of all the stuff that's going on and decisions that we've had to be made. So I've kind of just turned into a recluse and haven't been talking that much. So just life, right? But let's talk some stitching. I worked on a bunch of projects this month. So I wrote all my percentages down, but total for the month of May, I almost said June. I can't believe May's done, but I had 13,715 stitches. Not exactly sure how the number is that high because I was expecting it to be a lot lower, to be honest, because there's some days I stitched, but I didn't stitch a lot. Like the field trip day, I didn't get as much stitching, obviously, as I normally did, but that's what it is. So let's kind of start with the other ones. We'll start from the beginning. How's that? So I was working on Middle Earth by Tilton Crafts. I got a whopping 79 stitches done on this and had a big ol' self-realization conversation with myself. I don't know how you want to call it. I love that piece. I don't like the size of that piece. Now, if you've been around for any length of time, this was restart number 2, 3. I started it once on 25 count back when I only did 18 count, scrapped it. Started it again recently on 25 count, realized I do not like 25 count, scrapped it. Bought 22 count, and I still don't like it. And the only thing I can think of is that it has to do with the size of it, because it's a tapestry size, or I can't tell you exactly what it is, because I have another piece that has a lot of browns in it. So I am officially scrapping my Middle Earth pattern, and I won't be restarting it. I told myself I wouldn't be restarting it because I had given it 3 chances, and I didn't like it either those times. So obviously it's not necessarily just the count. It's something. There's something that's not jiving with me and that pattern. And as much as I love Middle Earth, like I really wish I could have got my hands on Heaven and Earth Designs Middle Earth pattern when they did it, I need to just be done. There's a lot of things that we can love without necessarily stitching on them. So that's been put to rest, and I am no longer stitching on that piece. But I really wanted a Lord of the Rings pattern. So I was looking on Etsy, and I found one from Cross Stitch For You. They call it the Lord of the Rings silhouette. I'm calling it the Fellowship, because that's what it is. It's a picture of the Fellowship. So I managed to get 613 stitches on that done periodically. And that's at 7.54%. So I have finished Aragorn. That's it. So this is what they're standing on, the ground. So you can see getting ready to start the next one, but this is Aragorn. He brings up the rear, and yeah, it's just DMC 310. There is the saying above them in Elvish. I'm thinking of doing it in a dark green, but I have to see. So that's where I'm at. Random. I think this was from To Die For Fabrics. They don't name their stuff. They are on Etsy. You can find them. They used to do a, back when I had Facebook years ago, they used to do like a fabric of the month. And I think that's where this one came from. But this is an 18 count. So there's Aragorn. All right. Let me move this. There's just too much around me right now. So I had bought that pattern later on, but I decided to just pull something else out that wasn't originally on my list. And I pulled out Autumn Blessing by Shannon Christine Designs. And I worked on it for 4 days. Nope, 3 days. And I got 486 stitches done. And this piece is currently at 67.95%. And it is on Grog by Bee Stitch Me on an 18 count. And here this one is. I'm on the last block. Hold on a second. This is just too much. I'm on the last row of blocks down here. So there's just these 3, and then this piece will be done. I say just these 3, but there's a lot of stitches in these 3. Like, look at this sunflower. There's a lot of stitching, and I think this is the exact same. So this piece is actually scheduled to come back up in June. So we'll be stitching on it again pretty soon. But this is where I got to, and I got, like I said, 486 stitches completed. I really love this truck. I don't know what it is exactly. I don't know if it's the colors of the truck or I don't know. It's just so cute. So there's that one. I did just get her monthly installment for month 3 of her Christmas design, of Shannon's Christmas design. I haven't started that piece. Everything is there and ready to go at any time. But I just don't know. Maybe I'll take that and start stitching it like up north or something when we go, because I'm not gonna take, as of right now for June, when we go on vacation, I'm supposed to take like my stocking and Namisto and T-Rex and all that. I probably won't be taking that much camping. That's just a lot. All right, where to put things? All right, so after that, we decided that we were gonna work on the Shire on the 5th. And I busted that one out, and I ended up getting 174 stitches in on that one day. So this one is currently at 0.70%. And this is where I got to. I'm working that top left corner. Don't mind my dirty nails from the garden. I don't garden with gloves. I don't like it. So I'm working on that background of the trees and the sky. Lots and lots of color changes in this piece. but it's gonna be pretty. And I'm very excited. And I just noticed I worked on 2 Lord of the Rings patterns in May. But there that is. Autumn Blessing, like I said, is an 18 count. The Shire is stitched 1/1 and 22 count. All right, next up was Turquoise. This is my Carolyn Manning piece. If I have pictures of these from beforehand, I'll pop them in. I have gotten a new phone since I last recorded, so I'm not sure if I have all my pictures. I think I do. So I got 775 stitches done on this piece. And this is where we are. I'm working on the last page for the first row, I believe. So just working on all over here, starting to fill in. I typically do the diamonds first, and then I'll go in. I mean, sometimes you just do others if the colors easily. But I usually do the diamonds, and then I'll go back in and fill in the other little pieces. But that's what it's looking like so far. And I love it. This one is stitched 2/1 on 18 count. I'm gonna have such a mess to clean up. Okay, next we brought up Mini Yield Kitchen because it was time, according to the spinning, for it to come back out. I didn't get a ton done. I only got 324 stitches on it this time, but it is at 8.09%. I have not mentioned, Shire is by Shire Painting, that is from Etsy. Mini Yield Kitchen is a Heaven and Earth Designs. I just realized I mentioned the other ones. And here we are. Working on page 2. I'm excited. But that's where we're at. Always amazes me the detail sometimes that comes up and that you can see in videos that you can't necessarily see in person. All right, next. Angie really wanted everyone to work on churches again because she said she had fun the first time. So this is a church for all seasons. It is a Charting Creations pattern. The artwork is by Nikki is it Bomi? I don't know. So I got 221 stitches done on this. I'm gonna kind of put it on itself, that way it's not see-through for you guys. But this is where I'm at. Working at top left, and I think I'm in the spring one. Spring, summer, fall, winter. Yes, I'm in the spring one. So there's a lot of very, very light colors on this. A lot of them that are almost fabric colored, which isn't bad if you don't start with the white. If you start with the white, it's very hard to see. That's where we're at. Not bad for a day's worth of progress. It's gonna be a very long but narrow piece. I didn't write my percentage down, but it's not very much. Next up is Faces of a Fairy, which is a Heaven and Earth Designs. This one got 5 days and only 563 stitches, but it's at 0.82%. I love this piece because there is color changes, but there's only 13 colors in it. And it reminds me of my daughter. And here we are. Right? Yes. we are working on some sky. Does it look like a lot? No. You can see a little bit back here, but it's a black and white piece. So that's where that one is. Next up is my other piece that has a lot of browns, and that is Cigar Box by Tilton Crafts. This is, I believe, I don't know if it's my second oldest. It's pretty close up there though. I got 472 stitches on this, and it is at 9.42%. And this is where we got. So I just kind of started color completing on this. Whatever was up here, we're just taking it down for the rest. I do enjoy this piece. I get burnt out after a while because it is just browns, but I do enjoy it. I think it's fun to work on. So there was just something, it wasn't because that piece was brown, the Middle Earth, there was just something about it for whatever reason that it wasn't calling to me. Next up is my stocking that I didn't get a lot on. I got a whopping 103 stitches on it this month. Whoops. Like I said, some days I just was in my head. I still don't have a page finish. Didn't get that finished. This piece is at 12.91% now. And this is where it's at. I am so close to that page finish. It's still on a hoop. But it needs to happen this month. I'm so close. Working on those bricks. There's a lot of color changes in those bricks, to be honest with you, though. So that's where we're at. This is one of those pieces that it just looks better far away. That's on an 18 count. Fairy is on an 18 count, and Cigar Box is on a 20 count. All right, next, I had a new start. This was my plan that I was going to start this on the day that I planted my garden. And this was gifted to me from Heather, who's the Blessed Stitcher on Instagram. And it is my farmer's market piece, which is an Amy Stewart. And I love this piece. It's so me. So I started it on Saturday, and I've got 533 stitches in it for 0.19%. And I started it in the top left. It is on a 22 count, 1/1. And this is where I'm at. And it looks really creepy if you know this section of it, because at the very top left, I'll try to put a picture in right here of the piece, but there's like a sign and with the guy's face on it. And that's the guy's face. So this is his hair, his eyeball, his face. Well, part of an eyeball, because as you can see, it's not fully finished in. But yeah, it's like this chunk on somebody. That's what I'm working on. But I was excited to start it because that was my plan. I was going to start it on the day that I planted everything. So many projects. Okay. Now we have two more. Apparently, it's not going to be a very long video. First was my daily 30 piece that I was doing, and this was Halloween Night by Tilton Crafts. I did 1,729 stitches, and it is at 27.65% right now. I got so close to a page finish. But with everything going on, I didn't have time for a daily 30, plus trying to work on my dinosaur piece every day, plus trying to work on whatever I work on at night. So just the last like week and a half, I didn't stitch on it. This is where we got though. So good, so good. We are so close to a page finish. There's lots of colors. I've been taking a color and just working it all the way through. So there's a lot to fill in, but I'm so happy with how much I got done. It looks great. It really does. This is my oldest piece. I started it in 2019. Okay, so now is my daughter's piece. This is my, I guess my big focus piece. I just started it in February. But I got 7,475 stitches on it in May. It is currently at 15.67%. I am now on page 4. I'll show you. I took it off the hoop because I told you guys I would, and here we are so far. The birds just came up recently, so this is where I'm at. There's one more page, I think, at the top of this when I'm done. It's looking great. It really is. So I'll bring it in. This is where it's at. I'm color completing over here. So just taking the next color and working it all the way through. And I think it's looking fabulous. She is loving watching it come to life. So we're gonna do the whole row, she decided. And then I don't know if we're gonna come down here and go across or if we're gonna come down here and go across. She hasn't quite decided that yet. So there is Beginner T-Rex, which is a Heaven and Earth design, stitched 1/1 on 22 count. And all my projects are full cross. That is everything that I've stitched on. Besides that piece that I showed you that I bought, I have not bought anything cross stitch related in May. My floss came in that I ordered on AliExpress, and I haven't done anything with them yet, but these are for sea villains that I have. So I have all the floss that I will need. It is a CXC. I paid like for all of this, I think it was like $13 total. So I'm excited. I'm loving the blues. But that came. And I was trying to figure out what to do and when to order fabric for that. I will probably just take my 22 count from Middle Earth and repurpose that. That makes more sense than buying something else. So that is everything that I've been doing. It's been a lot. June's gonna be busy. We have an open house this weekend. We've got hubby's work schedule. We've got like Bible school, vacation Bible school at church. That is not next week. It is her first full week off. And then we leave for vacation. We have vacation the end of this month. We're just going up north a little bit, and I'm very excited. I'd be more excited if we didn't have the dogs, but you know. It's summer. Summer is always, as much as you want it to be relaxing, it seems like it's always super busy because it's so short. It feels like it's so short, at least. But I don't know. I love summer. I'm a summer girl through and through. We've been playing out pretty much. My daughter is obsessed with soccer right now. So in the fall, we're going to try to get her in soccer. But she has a net, so we've been like kicking the soccer ball around almost every night. So, do I have anything else? I don't think I do. I think that's everything. I feel like I need a teacher's schedule where I need the summer off, just so I can get all the projects that I really want done over the summer done. Like I really want to deep clean my house and go room by room through it. And I want to get some painting outside done. I really want to get some painting inside done. Like there's just not enough time when you only get 2 days off a week. So, all right, I think that's everything from me. I would promise that I'll be back in 2 weeks, but it's summer and I don't know. I'm gonna try to at least shoot for monthly videos, but yeah, we'll see. All right, guys, that's gonna be everything from me. I feel like I'm so out of touch from doing these videos. It's just crazy. So I have to get started with work. So remember, your mental health is important, and to take time for yourself each and every day in whatever form that is for you, and to be a light to the world around you. I will see you guys in my next video.